Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we're going to give you some news of the last few days. So, if you're new to the program, thanks a lot for joining us. We do Overwatch League coverage pretty much 2 to 3 times during the week in the off season and 4 to 5 days during the regular season. So, feel free to hit a like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing. And if you guys are coming back, thanks a lot. And let's dive into it. So we got a bunch of stuff that's happened in the last few days and some stuff that's coming up. We got contenders starting at the end of the week, the Korean division, which we'll do a little bit on that later. But first, we have the normal situation with one XQC.
This could be the final blow that sends XQC away from the game. It seems like Blizzard has been very resistant to embrace him as a streamer and as a personality that they want involved with the game, because they want to keep everything squeaky clean, and they don't want they want to avoid as much of the toxicity, I guess, that he would bring.
I get it to an extent.
It's his shtick, so I get it. But yeah,
I get it to an extent. This is a situation where they want to mainstream this, and their partners don't want anything to do with XQC. I can guarantee you that. Which just pretty much set the mouse on a big fucking no to these guys after I just dropped that F-bomb. But what I'm saying is he doesn't fit the model they want.
Right.
Even though he's a really good player, he's really entertaining, he's not my thing.
Yeah, he's not my thing either.
But
and we both made that pretty abundantly clear, but I get why people do like him.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he says some pretty cool stuff. I mean, I've watched him on occasion, I mean, he's definitely got entertainment value. He doesn't have what they want.
Right.
And they want guys like Jake.
He's got the skill, too. That's the other thing. He's a really good player. Yeah, it's interesting because, that's one big thing that everyone talks about is, he's really one of the big streamers, one of the last big streamers that still plays the game.
Yeah.
And they're pushing
that really
him
doesn't
out.
Divert.
It doesn't really seem like it's a concern to them, is the thing.
Which it should be.
It should be, but then at the same point, you look and top 10 games, Blizzard still makes 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, dropping Battle of Azeroth didn't hurt.
Yeah. For sure.
Someone already level capped on that, by the way. First night it was out.
Yeah. It always happens.
That's a grind. Anyway. Yeah, but there are the top 4 in there, but here's the thing. For me, and I'm going to defend XQC on this a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know how I am. I like guys like Ragtag. I like guys that, I'm not a Disney guy. I'm not an ESPN guy necessarily. I go there for my football, my baseball, my hockey news. I don't go there for this stuff. But if they want to progress, they want to kind of get rid of guys like that XQC, and that bothers me. Mm-hmm. I like the little bit of edgy, kind of different stuff.
Right, and that's the thing is, I want them to have, I don't want it to just be this, milquetoast whole thing where it's just, every guy is squeaky clean, no one has any kind of attitude. You want to have something, at least,
esports is different.
Best friends with each other, there's just not that competitive fire. There's no real rivalries, and I think that's one thing that I think we'll probably touch on a little bit in our wish list thing. Is I want some real rivalries to develop.
Yeah, I think we got a little one. We got little ones going here and there, kind of.
Well, the thing is, there was starting to really kind of be a buildup of one between the Gladiators and London with the whole Fissure thing, but then with Fissure getting basically booted off the team, that all just went away because because he was the tie. and they could have really developed a really nice rivalry, but now that's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And then you had Seoul with the other two full Korean squads kind of like having this like three-way battle, but Seoul just kind of like bowed out.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Like I want more. I want some trash talk in between some of these guys. And
yeah, I like that shit.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more. And getting rid of a guy like XQC and not wanting those types of guys, like you're really kind of making a bland product here.
Yeah, and I'm not for bland. I don't want bland. I want the stuff like Fissure was bringing. I want some of the stuff like, even though he needs some help, but like some of the stuff Effect was bringing. Like, when that desk on that one game said Shanghai's gonna win, that reaction he had was fucking priceless. That's what I want. I don't want like Malice at the Palace, but I want something.
But yeah, I want a guy to get angry, and like you see his anger in game, and he just starts going off on people. Like I want more of that kind of shit.
See someone,
and yeah, that's exactly like I want more of that kind of thing from guys like Effect and stuff like that. And I mean, I understand that you don't necessarily want a guy like Effect like that all the time, but if they need to learn that balance of like having that really competitive drive to just crush everybody.
Yeah.
But not be an asshole to your teammates at the same time.
Right.
Like you want to be assholes to the other team,
right?
But not to your teammates.
But I think Effect,
that's where you need to draw that line.
But with Effect, I think people liked him on his team. I think it was just a whole different thing. But there's something, and I'm going to throw this out there, and you guys can comment on this, and I want to hear what you think about this too. It seems like the guys that had a little bit of an edge got kind of removed.
Yeah.
Envy, Effect, XQC, guys that were a little bit on the, cusp of, they were a little volatile, they were a little, over the top with their anger sometimes, or their, maybe not anger's not a good word, maybe their, their focus and they were just so into what they were doing that they were just like, yeah, fuck you.
Exactly.
They were kind of trying to like weed that out, which I don't want.
Like that. No, I don't want that at all.
I want intense dudes. I want some intense dudes. I like guys like Pine, but I want guys like Effect too. You need to balance.
And that's the thing is like I really feel like there is. I'm really hoping that there's going to end up being a team that completely consists of those guys, and somebody makes it work.
All right,
I really, really want that to happen.
Investors, Cleveland, we want all of these guys here.
Right.
We'll be the bad boys.
Hell yeah.
Bring them all here. Bring your money. Kel and I will take care of the team. We got some other guys. We'll figure it out, and we'll just let them do what they do and just wreck everybody. We'll have Fissure. Yeah. We'll have Envy. We'll have
Fissure, Envy.
Effect.
XQC as a backup.
Yeah.
Who else could there be?
If Taimu, we can take Taimu. We'll take Taimu.
Taimu, yeah.
We'll take all the bad boys. Oh, Rascal. We got Rascal out there. Yep. Anyone else you guys can think of that can be on our Cleveland expansion team? Yes. Dak will be the leader. He'll be our assistant coach. Fuck it, he'll be our coach. We'll just sit back and do what we do.
I'll buy your fucking emotes.
That was the best. See, I want guys like that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so first sidetrack. All right, now let's talk about some other stuff. So we got some expansion news. So Toronto,
really big.
Yeah, that's really big. We kind of thought there was going to be a Canadian team.
Yeah, and it makes sense for it to be Toronto. I mean, it is the biggest city. I feel like it was going to be a toss-up between Toronto and Vancouver, but Toronto was obviously favored just because of the size. And then, I mean, there's a good
esports community there, though, too. So
exactly, like just the sheer size of the city and the area. You're getting like the upstate New York people as well. Like
you'll pull from Buffalo and all that. all that Syracuse, all that kind of stuff. Plus you got Montreal, you got all that, the stuff around there. And
then pretty much all of Canada, since it's going to be the only Canadian team, all of Canada is going to be pulling for that team.
Right.
So it really makes a lot of sense.
And
I like it. I'm super excited for them.
So am I. And another huge money.
Oh my
corp.
God!
And
if anyone has never heard of Delaware North, you just don't know it.
Yeah, look it up.
You have probably been to one of their establishments at one point in your life.
Exactly, and also on the expansion front, the Paris team seems to be moving forward. They have the McCourt Group who own the Dodgers, but they're also another huge frickin' money. Yeah. I mean, Frank McCourt has gobs of money. He's one of those guys you don't know about, much like Delaware. You don't know a lot about him, but he has tons of money. They are getting, and he's based in LA, so, I mean, they know a lot about Blizzard. And a lot of these guys, I think, were on the edge watching, because they're friends with, Kraft and Wilpon, who owns the Mets, and Kroenke, and they're on the edge watching what's going on. They see 35,000 people at the Barclays Center. Combined viewership for that weekend with all the ESPN and Twitch and all that stuff, 800,000. They see money. He's not going to be the last one of these big money dudes either. Like, we were having a discussion before about, like, we're wondering when Rick Fox is going to jump in with his esports group.
I mean, honestly, I would be shocked if he's not involved in some way, either this season or next season.
Yeah.
And then
you're going to see other guys too.
What other guys are gonna jump on this as well?
Yeah, and being a Yankee fan, I'm waiting on the Steinbrenners to see what they do, because the Wilpons have one of the best teams in the league. And yeah, they don't like that to happen with the Mets organization. So I'm sure they're watching this too. I mean, there's other guys too that you might not see, you might not know. It's going to get bigger, and I just don't want it to get big too fast. Right. Or too big too fast.
But
I don't think it will.
I don't feel like that's going to be more the issue. I feel like it's going to be... I mean, the biggest issue that they're going to run into is keeping people interested. That's really going to be key for them. But at the same point, I feel like they can really keep that up.
I think they can do it, especially with the way the gameplay was in the broadcast. Where we're doing our wish list thing, but those are things that in the future I'm sure they're working on. It's just some of the stuff, like, it's almost like they got to keep the game itself more interesting. Not like what we're talking about right now, because this is all, at least to us, we're sports fans, it's interesting. They got to keep the game relevant, like, throughout, like doing things like, all right, so you have this summer games event. They're going to need to do more things because everyone's sick of Lucio Ball.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the big thing. And that's kind of one of those things that goes back to what we were talking about earlier with XQC. It's like, you got a guy like that, and he's streaming Overwatch, and he's one of your big draws for it.
And he loves the game.
Even just looking right now, he is your top. He's your top view getter right now.
Yeah.
At this point in time, and because I mean, you're only gonna get so much, and because that's the thing, is he streams so much too, and it's like, that's gonna keep people interested when you got a guy like that playing constantly.
Yeah. The thing is you're losing people because of the gameplay. Like, on a ladder level, not on the pro level. These guys are keeping your game, like you said, they're keeping it relevant. I mean, you still are going to have guys like Emog and some of those other guys that love the game and just play it and are going to stream, but you're losing big guys.
Right.
Now, you keep slapping XQC in the face, he's going to be like, fuck this.
Right, absolutely.
I can play Realm Royale. I can play Fortnite. I can play whatever. your next biggest guy is what, Seagull?
Right. I mean, Siegel really, he probably is the biggest streamer. The only thing is, even with him retiring from Overwatch League, he still doesn't stream nearly as often as some of these other guys.
XQC is on all the time, and he's entertaining to a large group of people.
Right. XQC's on all the time. Emong's all the time.
Yeah.
Raxu. Some of these guys are streaming constantly.
Yeah. And some of the guys, the big guys that were making Overwatch like a constant thing on Twitch, like Tim the Tap Man, DeFran, and some of those guys, they're bailing.
Yeah.
They're
moving on to Fortnite. They're moving on to Realm Royale.
Yeah.
People are playing PUBG. Like, it's definitely a concern.
Yeah, and see, but some of those guys are going to go where the money is because they're good gamers anyway.
Right.
So they're going to go where people are watching.
Mm-hmm.
So the next big thing, they're going to be on it. Like they all were playing Sea of Thieves, all those guys, and then they moved on to Fortnite and Realm Royale. You got to keep the guys like XQC around.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, as much as a prick that you think he is, which. Yeah. He's kind of a wacky dude. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I don't get him, but
yeah, I don't get it either. But
he's like Ninja. He's the same thing.
Yeah,
except for he's better.
Ninja.
I like XQC better than Ninja. I don't know why.
Same. I can't stand. I don't understand why some of the like really big streamers are as popular as they are. Like,
well.
I've never understood like Soda Poppin' or who are some of the other guys? There's a few of them that I just am like, why do people watch this? But because whenever they get views,
they're fucking idiots. Half the people that watch them, but it's making those dudes money. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. Next up, we got World Cup action starting finally. They've been building this up for a long time. So we got the Korean division starting on Thursday night / Friday AM. So that division it's not really the who's going to win it, because we know who's going to win it. It's who's going to finish in second. So we'll do some more stuff. Well, it's true.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I mean, South Korea is going to win, and you have Finland and a couple other teams that look pretty decent that could finish up in the top two. So we got that starting. We'll do some stuff on that too. We're not gonna not acknowledge that's going on, but there's just so much other weird shit going on this week that we wanted to talk about that. So we just wanted to hit on that. There's a lot of things going on with that the World Cup that we'll get into definitely on the weekend and in the beginning of next week. But we're going to wrap this one up, and then we're going to hit you guys either later today or tomorrow with the rest of our wish list for Overwatch League Season 2. So you guys have a good afternoon / evening. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and as always, thanks a lot for all of your likes, subscribes, and if you guys are new here, please hit a subscribe. Keep tuning in. We talk a lot about Overwatch League. We talk about pretty much all things Overwatch, and at some point we go on different weird tangents too, if you're into that. We'll definitely be going into some fantasy football tangents coming up. So get ready for that. Because we're in a league together, and shit's going to get real with that. So you guys have a good afternoon, and we will see you with our wish list. At least the rest of it, and then we'll hit you with some more stuff next week, probably some all-star stuff, which, by the way, guys, we pretty much call that stuff about, the middle of stage 3. We got a little weird discussion of what needed to happen, and I think Blizzard was listening, so.
Yeah.
I put a link to the video up on the top. Check it out. We pretty much told them what to do, and they actually listened, so good for them. For the possible one person that was listening to it. Anyway, you guys have a good afternoon, and we'll talk to you later.
Later, guys.